Well, the moral of the story this week is I really surprised myself. I have got a lot done, but very small, lightweight projects. Hello and welcome to #Friday Sews. My name is Carole. I'm not in the sewing room today. I've come out into the kind of shed at the bottom of the garden because it's summer. Today and tomorrow we have summer in the UK and then it's going the day after. So I thought I would have to get out one of my dresses because I haven't had a chance to wear them this year. This is one of my favourites, New Look 6619. I made it much shorter than that, and this was in a kind of striped chambray, which I made a good 4 years ago, I think. I will just stand up for you because I changed the yoke. I did very similar what she's done with the stripes on the top and the bottom. So the bottom has got the stripes going along and the top. I love this dress. I love this dress. It's light, it's summery, and it's summer in the UK for 2 days. So this is the moral of this last week for me. I'm going to put this in my room. Stop being scared, Carole. You can do it. Because I really surprised myself on a couple of projects this week. One of them is this little lady behind me, but I will come back to that. So I have got a few things to show you. I had a go at altering a t-shirt pattern. I've had some wonderful gifts, from some extremely kind people across the pond. So I'm going to share that in a minute, but you've all been so lovely about this little arm here. It is definitely on the mend, but I've been in danger this week of overdoing it, and boy does it let me know. I don't need this on, but it's still got the original plaster on. It looks very grim, so I've hidden it for you if you are of a nervous disposition. So, right, what should we go for first? Nearly forgot to thank Jen. Thank you, Jen, for starting the #Friday Sews. A general chat, catch up, and see what we've all been up to on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. So, thank you, Jen. So one of the things I said I wanted to do last week, the idea was I wanted to do small projects because what I certainly can't do with this arm is lift anything heavy. So I had a subscription box, a fat quarter subscription box from My Sewing Box in Dorset, and this is the little thing. So you get the fat quarters, some thread, some hardware in this case, and a pattern. You can do the pattern or you can just keep the fat quarters, entirely up to you. But as I thought it was a nice little project, very simple, I had a go. And to be honest, this is going to be perfect for hanging pegs up in the holiday home. I had so much fun making this, and it really was simple, and I still learnt stuff, I have to say. One of the things it required you to have was bonder web. I actually don't know what that was. What I did have was some hemming tape, so I'm kind of guessing that is the same type of thing. And the idea was that you stuck that down. You did top stitch, but you stuck it down first of all. It was a very simple make, but I still managed to go wrong. This is the door to the beach hut, which you put on the front of the pocket, but I misread the instructions and put one actually on inside as well. So this has 2 doors, but no one would ever know if I'd have held that up. But I am, as I've said before, nothing but not honest. So got seashells on the back, beach on the front. Now I can take it. Oh, they didn't get you to stabilise it in any way apart from some just interfacing. But I decided to put some quilt backing in just to give it a bit more stability for when you do put some pegs in. Otherwise, I imagined it all just sagging. So that was the first thing I did this week. Very early on in the week. A while ago now, I got my hands on a free pattern, a free t-shirt pattern called the Malva tee from Hazelhen Patterns. I think it was in the Frugal month. I really like the t-shirt. It seemed perfect on me, but after a couple of washes, it's getting the lines there. Now, somehow, I think someone must have recommended it to me, but they talked about whether I would need the adjustment to drop down the armhole a little bit. Certainly on some t-shirts, I feel this is too tight here. So if I did that on a lot of my t-shirts, it kind of eliminates the crease. So I thought, right, now is the perfect time to research this properly. I'm going to put a link down below of the video that I copied, the tutorial on how to get rid of this line, or maybe a solution for it, because it might not work for everybody. We might have lines for different reasons. So I'll put the link down below. I think it's J.D. Stern Designs. Huge channel, lots of inspiration on there. She does a lot of fitting. And I went ahead and did it. So I reprinted the pattern, and what I did was add a centimetre here to make it a centimetre longer. You have to do the same on the back. So I've added my centimetre there. And of course, you've got to do the same on the sleeve. So you kind of add towards the top of the sleeve head a centimetre. And I went ahead and made up the t-shirt. How did I decide on a centimetre? I just thought I'd try it and see how it works. Now I have to say, I'll put a photo of the original Malva t-shirt in with the line that I have there now, and obviously this one. So this is the t-shirt I made. You wouldn't be able to tell any difference at all from this, but this now here is a centimetre lower. The only thing maybe I'm getting is a bit more space here, and maybe it's not low enough because it still is a little bit tight here. I do, however, have a lot of t-shirts in my wardrobe that are really tight underneath. So maybe it is something that I need, that my arms drop down lower than normal people. I don't know. So this is the t-shirt. I'm really pleased with it actually. I did shorten it by an inch, but apart from that, kept everything the same. The original Malva tee I talked about, it did have really short sleeves, and I did put a sleeve band on the original one. I couldn't do that this time because of the way of the curved shape. As you can see, it's made for some very strange ending on the stripes, so I could not put a sleeve band on there. It just looked weird, so I'm having to go with a shorter sleeve. But super pleased with this. As I say, I'll put the photo in. I love the colours, and it definitely feels a little bit more comfortable. So thank you, lovely people. You've all been so kind in your words, and I said last week that I wasn't going to reply in the comments. And I was quite right to do that actually. I have been able to sort of text on my phone, but when I reply to comments on my channel, I like to type it on the computer, and that's something I'm still working on at the moment. But I'm getting there with support, I'm getting there. One of the first things that I got sent was this from the lovely Deb, from Deb's Way. So she said obviously she couldn't send me flowers because she lives obviously a long way away. So she sent me a bouquet, and isn't that awesome? It's just, I love that so much. So thank you very much, Deb. Another parcel I received was from the lovely Nancy from Running with Scissors. Now I love Nancy, she's great. Go over and check her channel out. At the moment she's doing my fabric wheel of fate, and I am loving watching what she's doing. It's brilliant. She's done 2 garments so far, and she's just pulled out another one to do next time. And if you haven't seen that video, go over to it, because I don't envy her with the challenge she set herself. But thank you so much, Nancy, for sending me some stuff. She of course sent me a very funny card. Thank you. Disney. Look at, she sent me 2 pieces of Disney fabric, obviously Minnie Mouse, and it got a Sorcerer's Apprentice on there, and that is one of the boys' favourite, Mickey. So that's great. I'm going to have to find something to make them from that. And 2 little bags, and they will be fantastic for kind of a picnic lunch. Obviously I've got them during the summer, and I'm going to make them a little picnic, and you can take them in those. So the other thing she gave me was something I actually eyed up on her channel. She has recently made these clamshell purses, and I actually, when she held this one up on her channel, I really loved it because of the lime and the orange and the lemon squares pieces. But yeah, she's sent me one, and in there she popped some little handmade with love. Oh, with love in every thread labels. So I can't believe I've actually got one of these that she sent me, because I really, really liked them. And I think she even put them on Instagram as well. So thank you very much, Nancy. Then I had another package from Mary, Love My Crafts. Now, Mary's got a fairly new channel. Go over and check her out. She's very talented. She's very funny, and she thinks she can't sew, but she can, because I have proof here. Obviously, a lovely card as well. People know me and they know my family, don't they? Disney, Fat Quarter, and I love this. Daisies. You see, everybody knows I love daisies as well. She also sent me, because I had been, oh, another Fat Quarter as well. She also sent me because she's recently made some cup cozies. Now, I didn't quite know what they were, but they're designed for, obviously you probably all know, if you've got a paper cup from Starbucks or Costa Coffee if you're in the UK, it's really hot, and I drink tea and it is baking hot, even with one of those cardboard outsides. Quite often I steal two, but she has made me some. And Disney, of course, but look, on this one is my favourite ever Piglet, my favourite Disney character. So I got two Winnie the Pooh ones. There's a little Piglet there as well, and Mickey Mouse one. They are going to be awesome. And look at these lovely labels she's got. I am really, really envious. Mary, I'm going to have to ask you where you got those labels from, because I love those. So I can't wait. I can't wait to go and get a cup of tea and put my little one in there. Now, I sent a photo to my daughter, who is Disney obsessed, and she is very, very jealous, and I am going to give her one because she also loves Piglet and got two little piglets on there. So I am going to share those with her. Husband will love that one. So thank you very much. Obviously another card. She sent me some more labels, handmade with love. Thank you. I'm blown away, and you all put me to shame because you're all so thoughtful and creative, and thank you so much. So it's time to talk about this little lady. I will admit, when I bought this pattern, Simplicity 9770, I didn't think I'd be able to make it. This is the trouble with me. I look at something and I think, no, I can't do that, I can't do that, and I panic. And then I do read the instructions and I do it and I make it and I'm happy. I've just got to have a lot more faith, and I think we're all like that, aren't we? We tend to shy away from things that we can't do. But if you have a go, it works out okay. Now, when I showed this pattern to my daughter, she said, you cannot give that to a child, because she says it's scary looking. But I really wanted to make it, and I don't know what she means, but she isn't a massive fan of dolls anyway, and I'm hoping it's that. I've made it. Here she is in one of her outfits, and I have to say, on the whole, I'm really, really pleased with it. I'd never done anything like this before. There is a slight thing that I'm unhappy with, but I'm going to have to go with it. It's a rag doll, for goodness sake. So I made the doll with the little pigtails there. That was so much fun to do. And it's got the felt head and obviously the eyes. It has got an outfit on, and the shoes are sewn on. They're sewn on. Do you think it's scary? Do you? Because I don't think it is. But obviously this is for my granddaughter, who will be 1 in a couple of weeks, and this is something I wanted to make from her from the beginning. And even if it just sits in her cupboard in a locked wardrobe for years and years, one day she'll get it out and she'll know that I've made it for her, and she can have a laugh, or the best outcome would be that she loves it forever. But I'm really happy I did this. There was one moment when I was sewing up this poor little lady's arm, and stuffing it, and I'll put the photo in because I thought this is ironic that you've got a slit in the side of your arm and I'm stuffing it, a bit like me. So that was a bit, as I said, ironic. Now, she has 2 outfits, and my channel would not be the same if I didn't show a bit of footage of her modelling them. So you can tell I've had a lot of time on my hands. I'm going to put some photos in of her modelling this. So this was a pair of dungarees. The items aren't finished yet because I'm waiting for some thin Velcro to come, some thin hoop and loop. I'm still waiting for that. So all the stuff I got is the wide stuff and I want the small stuff, so I'm still waiting for that. So she's not quite finished. I made this t-shirt a little small, so I had to do a bit of contrasting lining on the bottom, as you do. But that's a little dungaree outfit. And then she has a little dress as well. And I used just some fat quarter squares to make it up. But got a thread here, but as I said, again, it's not quite finished. Has some Peppa Pig fabric that someone, I think Trish, very kindly gave me a long time ago. So I made a little dress for her. So what do you think? I think she's cute. What am I unhappy with? I don't like this seam that they have along there. It just makes her look that she's got a little bit of a wrinkled face. You couldn't tell that there's a seam on there. Well, maybe you can, just at that bottom there. But that's the only bit I don't like about it. But from a distance, she looks fine. Don't know what to call her. But I had a great deal of fun. It's something I've always wanted to do. My daughter said, oh, you're just making it for the channel. And I really wasn't. I think I've always wanted to make a rag doll, even from a child. Those books that I've got right back in the beginning, they had a rag doll in, and I really wanted to make one. Because I had a rag doll called Loopy Lou. Can't believe I just admitted that. Here she is. I'm very pleased. So that's Simplicity 9770, a great little pattern, excellent instructions, really easy to follow, and I made a doll. My midweek video this week was a Lutterloh video because I'd finally had a chance to make a men's pattern. I made my husband Chris a t-shirt from it, and I really didn't think it would work, and it came out the best shaped t-shirt I have ever made him. So I haven't got it to show you. I do have a picture, so I will put a picture in. But he wore it straight away on his business trip to Mexico City, where he still is. He wore it for his flight, which I was a little bit nervous about, but he got upgraded to first class. Was it because of the t-shirt, or was it because they felt sorry for him because he was in a homemade t-shirt? I'll never know. But yeah, he loves it so much he wants me to make some more. So I've ordered and received some Minerva fabric, the same jersey. It's this lovely kind of speckledy jersey. So marl, you call it, don't you? But at the moment it's all on the washing line, so I'll put a picture in other colours. I did order 2 colours for myself because I was online. What I want to do actually is, because it's a plain t-shirt, if you buy a t-shirt from a shop, very often it's got a small little emblem in, not necessarily a design, but something very subtle. So I've had a go and created my own little monologue or emblem for him. Now I'm going to put out a separate video sometime next week on how I did this, because I used my brother embroidery machine and I layered one design on top of the other. And I will show you how I played around and got the design I wanted. But yeah, I'll put that video out next week. But I have finally decided on this one here. No, that one there. But in the video, it shows you how I came to that decision. So when he gets back, I'm going to put that on the t-shirt. And again, on all the t-shirts I make him now, I'm going to get the more or less the same colour thread and do the same, just so it kind of breaks it all up a little bit. I talked about fabric wheel earlier when I was talking about Nancy and her version. I managed to make up my fabric wheel result this week. The reason I could do it is because it's a very lightweight fabric, so I didn't have any sort of stress on the arm. So I have made it up. Very, very pleased with it, I will admit. So I will put that out next week, midweek, early week. If you're subscribed, you will know, but I tend to and ah when I put things out on, depending on how busy I am. But that will be out next week. And of course, I'm going to spin again. I'm going to have to change the game slightly though, but I will explain that in the video. Last week I talked about that I had received my buttonhole scissors. I'm going to put a tiny bit of footage in now of actually how you use them, because at the time I didn't even have the strength to get them out the packet, but I'll just show you now how you actually use them. So I've got a scrap piece of fabric and I've made 3 buttonholes. There is a reason that I didn't line that one up. I've made them using a 1.5 centimetres, which is 5/8 of an inch button. I've got a ruler here, 5/8 of an inch. So the idea is you measure from this gap to where the blade finally cuts there, 5/8 of an inch, and you adjust this screw. So you screw it down. So the idea is now that is as far as it's going to cut. As you can see, as I move this screw, the blades shift open, making that cutting distance from there to there shorter and shorter. So now I need to move it back to the 1.5 or 5/8 of an inch. So here we go. I've set the blade, set the screw. So that bit of the fabric sits underneath this in this rectangle here. And I just chop. That's it. It stopped in the right place. Right, now I'm going to see how it does when you've got a bit more fabric. Because oh no, it does. And it stops. Perfect cutting. That's not bad at all, is it? They're pretty cool, aren't they? I have to say, I know you can use a seam ripper. I know I've got a seam ripper. I use a chisel-y thing, but this actually is the cleanest and best method I've ever found so far. So they're pretty cool. So what do I want to get sewn next week? Well, I have promised Katie, my daughter, this I think for about 6 months now, but it is a by any pattern. It's the flipping out, flipping out pattern. So it's like I'll have to put a picture in of mine, I think. It's like you can use it as a makeup case or a pencil case. So I've got all the fabric cut out for that. So I had fun doing that yesterday, as it's another light little project. So I'm going to do that. I watched Izzy from Dizzy Quilts and Sews. She did an amazing video that, and I'll put the link down below, of she was reviewing some shorts, different shorts that she has made this week. And one of them on there she decided was her favourite, and I thought I'll give them a go as well. So I downloaded the pattern, actually printed it and stuck it without any issues at all, downloaded Adobe onto my computer so I could layer it, so I had no issues. It's all printed out, and I want to get a pair of those shorts, the Tinley shorts from Love Notions. I want to get them made up next week. So I'm going to be doing that. Also, I've got to make some more of the Lutterloh t-shirts for my husband and get the fabric embroidered. And then who knows what I will be up to. Very much depends on not overdoing it, basically. That's what I've learned this week. Obviously, with Chris being away, I've had to do a lot, which has put a lot of strain on it. I really don't have any exciting photos to show you. I've just managed to take a couple of photos of some flowers. As I said right at the beginning, summer is here for 2 days in the UK. I did a walk the other morning. I have been walking in the forest over the road to keep getting some exercise, and it was the dullest morning, and I did take some footage, but it kind of seems irrelevant now to the weather we're having for today and tomorrow, today is Thursday and tomorrow, but I think I might still put that footage in the end, because it's morning in the forest, you've got the birds singing, and it's me just trying to find a bit of colour over there. So we've had such an awful summer this year, but I'm going to put that up at the end. We are away this weekend in the holiday home. We've decided to all of us go down, so that's my husband and I when he gets back from his trip. We're just going away for one night with my daughter and her family and the boys, so just going down for a bit of fun for one night. Hopefully we can do a barbecue, and then we shall see if it's nice. We can walk down to the beach. So that is what we plan this weekend. As I said, next week I'm just going to keep just doing stuff gentle. I still can't drive, so I'm very much stuck in, or I walk, which I don't mind. I think that is it. Thank you if I've rambled on too long, but I really have been home alone, so I've had no one to chat to this week, so thank you very much for joining me. As I said before, I always appreciate your company with me on a Friday and taking the time to watch my #Friday Sews. Feel free to comment. I'm going to give it a try and I reply to some comments this week, but I'm not going to push it, so you won't get very lengthy responses from me, but I just want you to know that I've read what you've said. Thank you again. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you shortly. Goodbye for now. So another lovely summer's day begins in the UK. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's been raining overnight. It's just green, and I know lots of you out there would love for kind of to see a bit of green rather than brown, but I just thought I'd show you my very dull walk just to get some fresh air. So this time of year there's not a lot over here, lots of things are dying off, but I have just spotted the tiniest bit of colour, so I had to draw your attention to it, and that's that heather there. Oh, I can hear a wood pigeon somewhere. Do you remember that one bit of heather I was excited about? Now look at this. I've come to a bit where it's just an avenue of purple heather. Oh, there is some colour over here. When you look, there is some colour. So I've just come across this, which I always think means autumn, but it doesn't. I think it's the rowan berry. You could easily kind of mistake that for an autumnal look. Yeah, I think mountain ash or rowan berry. So there are a couple coming out in colour already. Is that early? I don't know. That's another thing I'll have to check. Yeah, it started raining. It wasn't meant to rain today. This just about sums up the British summer. Not even this path, which is normally dry at this time of year, is not dry. So I'm going to have to walk around that one. Yep, good old British summer. Oh look, there's a pond skater there, happily, merrily whizzing about his day.